Hi, I'm Neddie. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make an intro along with a build-up to lead into your drops. But before we get into it, only a small amount of people are really subscribed while they watch these videos, so please, check if you're subscribed. You can always change your mind later. Let's get into the video. Alright, let's just lay out the basic chord progression that we're going to use for the intro. So since we're doing this for a dubstep track, it's probably good if we do it in like F minor or something like that, so the bass hits the hardest. Okay, there we go. So now we have... Now this sounds a little bit boring, so let's just spice up the chords by just adding like 1 or 2 notes to each chord. There we go, that sounds a lot better already. So for some ambience, let's get a pad. Okay, so this piano is sounding a little bit harsh in my opinion. So let's get an EQ, and we'll just cut out the highs. Let's get a reverb. We'll put that before the EQ. I'm also going to turn off a low cut so that you get the reverb on the low end too, which sounds really roomy. There we go. This is sounding a little bit high pitched for my liking. So let's try to pitch that down an octave. And this piano is sounding a little robotic. So I'm just going to shorten these notes and then just kind of place them like a little bit off timing. Okay, there we go. So it's still sounding a little empty to me. So we're just gonna add a few audio tracks, and I'm just gonna add like some ambience. So what I like to do is I like to add a little respace under my pianos. I'll copy this. I'll just take out every note except like the bass notes. And they have a really nice respace. We can add some like something to give it a little bit more rhythm. So I'll just duplicate this piano here, and we'll get like a marimba. Nice. Let's get an arpeggiator. In case you didn't know, an arpeggiator just takes it takes this MIDI clip and basically just plays it back in whatever pattern you set it to do. Let's make this a little bit slower. Now let's duplicate this so we have more length. So I like to add an impact pretty much every time I like start a song. After this whole thing is over right here, we should probably make it so that it progresses a little bit. So I'm gonna take this and just duplicate it. We could even take like a melody loop from like cymatics or something, and then we'll just like flip it so that it's completely unrecognizable, but it'll serve as like a background element. So if you're familiar with my song construction, there's a background arp that kind of plays most of the intro, and basically it's like this cymatics loop that I kind of pitched down an octave, I think. And then let's take an auto pan and let's just like OTT this. We could probably add some more pads, to be honest, and we can even make like one of them hover. So let's take that one. Let's make sure it's pitched properly. And then we'll grab an auto pan, and then it'll just sound like this. Right here, we need to transition into another thing, like kind of leading into the build-up. Let's see here. Let's get a riser, first of all. There we go. And now we can add another impact. Now we need to introduce like a melody or something like that. So let's make a saw stack. Okay, let's duplicate this respace. We'll just add back a lot of this high end here. Let's duplicate this marimba thing. There we go, that sounds really cool. And let's stack this. Okay, so right here when like the 2 chord progressions end, something needs to happen again. So I'm gonna get a clap real quick for that. Okay, so I feel like the claps need a little bit of reverb, so they also kind of share the same room as the huge synths that are going on. Okay, let's take this little thing and just like evolve it. Maybe we can pitch it up an octave again. gonna duplicate this this impact thing over again, like this. We also need a fill. We should also get a crash. This is already kind of done, so now we would lead it into like a build up, and then eventually it would come to a drop. So first we need a bunch of risers. Okay, and let's copy the impact again. Let's get some build up drums, and then let's also get like a snare. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. So I'm gonna take that thing and just take this first like chord progression of it, and then just loop that over and over again. And let's also take an auto filter, put it on the low cut, and then we'll just like kind of bring this in over time like this. And this snare should also pitch up over time. Okay, so let's introduce a kick in this build-up.
One time for your mind, get rockin'.
We have a vocal here.
One time for your mind, get rockin'. One time for your mind, be poppin'.
I'm gonna just process this real quick. Okay, there we go. You could also add like a classic Jaws build-up, so... I think at this point this is getting distracting, so let's just turn the reverb down, because that is way too much. So I'm just going to turn the dry wet down and the decay time. Now, one tip I learned from Barely Alive, they have a really good video on like build-ups, is you can take a utility on the master, and then you automate the gain and the stereo width. If you have a drop that's like quieter than the build-up, it doesn't hit that hard. So if you take a utility and just turn it down like gradually over time, usually the people listening won't even notice. And then right when the drop hits, you turn it right back up to 0. I try to turn it down by like 3 decibels or something like that. And then we take the width. I like to turn it down to 69, and then you know, we turn it right back up to So just like that, you have a dubstep intro, and yeah, let's play it back and see what it sounds like. Anyways, I'm really happy with how that turned out. So if you did enjoy too, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.